Hello everyone, this is Kung Fu Nights for the ZX Spectrum, released in 1988. I don't know what the story is, there just doesn't seem to be one, to be quite honest. Walk along, fire arrows at people, there's an alligator now and again, that's more or less it. You can only shoot arrows while you're standing still, which is quite often not very helpful. Seems to be arrows coming straight out of the sky. Maybe Cupid is up there with his bow and arrow. Yeah, get an arrow through the bollocks, that's going to make your love life a lot better. Wish you were here. Yeah, I wish you were here, having people firing arrows at you instead of me. Why is Nessie in the moat in that title screen? Isn't Nessie in Loch Ness?
That is why it is called Nessie.
Oh, sod off. There seems to be a load of little men up there with wasp tubs on their heads. You really need to be able to shoot at them. You can jump in the air, but as far as I know you can't shoot unless you're standing still. I don't know what you're supposed to do about all these arrows coming at you. He's just so slow, and he can only walk in one direction, you can't go back. There is a move where you can make him look over his shoulder, but since he doesn't actually do anything, that move is about as much use as a snow machine in the Sahara. Is it raining arrows? You know, you get these TV shows about the unexplained. There's a bit about where it rained fish. Don't know whether there were chips as well, or salt and vinegar and stuff. Don't know whether there was ever a medieval version of Kung Fu fighting. So, forsooth, everybody was Kung Fu fighting. The knaves were fast as lightning. Here comes the Black Knight. Where? Who gives a fuck? There's a bit on that title screen with someone in the tower going, help! I presume you've got to rescue a princess or something. That seems to be the usual plot of these kinds of games. Princesses in the Middle Ages must have been kidnapped so often, I'm amazed the royal family actually continued. Can't they teach them Kung Fu or something? Now we've got to brave the men who look like little robots again. An alligator or something there. Looks more like some kind of deranged dog. Not sure what an alligator is doing roaming around Britain in the Middle Ages. I think you learn not to ask silly questions such as that. We've got arrows, we can kill Harold. There is actually nothing to suggest that Harold did die from an arrow through the eye. On the Bayeux tapestry, there is the word Harold partially over what actually looks like an archer pulling an arrow out of his quiver. I mean, the Bayeux tapestry is damaged, I think it's not actually complete. No way of really telling what happened. The winning side are the one who write history, so they say. Oh, another arrow appears out of nowhere, drops on your head, absolutely bugger all you can do about it. He moves so slowly there's just no way you can ever avoid it. And this jump is absolutely useless as well. Don't know quite what the point of this move is either. I suppose he's curtsying or something. You can try jumping over the arrows, but it's not likely you'll be successful. And quite honestly, if this game had been made at the dawn of the Spectrum era, it would still be rubbish. Flickery sprites, rubbish animation, fiddly controls, stupid control system. Sometimes the arrows disappear before they actually hit anything. The graphics are more or less monochrome. There are arrows coming at you from all directions and there doesn't really seem to be anything you can do about it. And it probably doesn't help the play area is just so small. And there is just no variety in this game whatsoever. You spend the entire thing walking along very slowly, firing arrows at the same old things over and over again, repeat until you drop dead of boredom. It looks like the sort of thing a fan would send into a computer magazine. They'd probably put it on their front cover if they were really desperate for games that month. This is just absolute rubbish. It's shovelware. However much it cost, it was just too much.
Poor wretches whom the hand of heaven ignored.